Hey friends, it's Jennifer. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm back today with a flip through of this quilted rag journal that we've created together. You can see I've added my heart. I have also added this little, I guess it's like a safety pin tassel here. I have added some embroidery stitching on the edge there. This was a rag quilt that we've worked several weeks on. Different videos, and I will link those in the cards up above. It has an elastic closure here. You can see um, the top, the sides with all of those edges, and the bottom. And so now we're just going to go through and talk about the completed journal. So the first thing that you see is the flip pocket there. It's a triangle pocket, and I've put "This Journal Belongs To" on the back of an ephemera piece with a prayer card there. And I've just tucked those into the pockets. Just clipped them in. And so now we have some book page here that's just been painted on. Some little ephemera pieces on there on each page. And here's a pocket with another piece of store-bought ephemera that I just inked around. I like to give a variety of different things for people to use in the journal. This is a journaling card that I made, and I just attached it with a paper clip. This is a flip-out piece of paper here for some extra journaling. Here's a cluster that I made from one of my scrap videos, and so I just put it in this journal, and I will link that video in the cards up top in this video so you can see how I made this. I've added some scrap fabric there. This is from some of the edges and borders video that I did. This is another cluster that I made. I'll attach that video. And I'm just clip these things in with paper clips. Here's another piece of store-bought ephemera with another little piece just paper clipped into the folded out page. I do that because I want people to be able to put these pieces wherever they want throughout the journal, but to have the extra pieces. They're for decoration, but also to use. And so this is just a piece of scrapbook paper that I've inked around and sized down to fit into that pocket. A lot of these pages were signatures that I had made and thought that I might put them in another journal, but I never did. Um, they're pieces from different journals, so signatures from different journals that I never included into the journal, and so I decided to repurpose those and put them in here. So I took out pages that I liked and thought that would go well together, and that's where most of these came with. They do have some new pages, but here's the one with the feathers where I glued feathers on there. I've never done that before, and I really love the way it turned out. Here's another journaling card that was made with some alcohol ink and some other pieces of ephemera that I've just clipped into the journal. This was a store-bought piece of ephemera, that came in a pack, and I just tea-dyed the picture. And this is from the same pack. It's just a sewing machine. It's just a little card there, so you can use it for decoration or write things on it or attach it to pictures. Here is the crocheted edge that we made from that video. And really, you can use anything in your journals. I tend to use things that I know that I can make, like the crochet edges. I know how to crochet. If you don't know how to crochet but you know how to do something else, then you can include that into your journals that you make. Here's some more scrap fabric there. And this is tea-dyed paper that I dyed with a doily, so you can see that doily on there. And then here's a flip out doily where you can attach things to it or journal on it or journal underneath it. This is scrap fabric that I just glued and sewed to the edge. Of course, I always love sewing around pages. This is a piece of wax paper that I stamped on. Here is a little word phrase on a book page that I painted and stenciled on. I left this pocket empty so that whoever gets this journal can put whatever they want in it. Here's a little belly band with a journaling card that I made. And I just tucked that down inside there. And this is a piece of graph paper that I attached. These are just some, I guess they're like ephemera stamps. They're not really stamps, but they're pieces of paper. And I just attached one to each side of that paper with a paper clip. And here is the waterfall pages that I stenciled over with one stencil. Still have that flip out page there, but I love the way that looks whenever you open it up there. There's another piece of scrap fabric and a punched edge there, and some more stamping, or not stamping, but stenciling there on those waterfall edges. Here's another piece of graph paper that's a flip out. And I've just closed it shut with a paper clip. This is like a piece of vellum that I got in a pack, and I just sewed it on there so you can journal under it or put pictures under it and attach it to. This is another book page here. I just put labels on them so you can write little things on there. This is another piece of stamped wax paper that I colored. This is a punched edge that I threaded some embroidery thread through with some paper beads at the bottom. There's a nice little tag there on the end. Here is that folded pocket that I just put a couple of pieces of paper ephemera into. Just tucked them in there. This is another page that we redid. I loved the waterfall but did not like the color underneath, and I loved how this turned out with the paper and the lace. And on the back side is another bookend. Here is a pocket you can put things in. I just stamped on it. Another little flip out graph page, and I just hand drew that little banner in there. Here's a doily attached to a piece of paper. There's some more stenciling on those edges. I put some washi tape on the edges of this paper. More flip out there on that graph page. The other pocket to that first pocket, and you can tuck little things in there. Another book page with a waterfall little notebook or pad on that so that you can write multiple things or you can put pictures in. I love that pretty green paper. There's another punched edge. Here is the little triangle piece of paper that I put in, not triangle, square piece of paper that I folded into a triangle and tucked it into the doily and just left the top edge out to flip out. I love how that turned out. some more book page that's been painted on and stamped. That is some notebook paper that's been tea-dyed. Here's a couple pieces of ephemera that I made by stamping, and I just tucked them into this little pocket here. It's like a multiple pocket on there. And my little Milano card that came from a pack of store-bought ephemera. And I just made a little belly band that used the phrase escape on it. Here's another page that we did from the corners and borders video, and more washi tape. And then here is an envelope that I made. You can tuck things in there. It's been tea-dyed from a piece of scrapbook paper. More washi tape. I try to make my journals visually appealing when you look at them, when you first flip through them, with lots of color and pockets and different edges and borders, and not too much on the page because you want whoever you give it to or whoever receives the journal, you want them to be able to make it theirs. So here is another little pocket that I just tucked some pieces of ephemera that I made from stamps or my printer, and I just tucked those in there because you can use those throughout the journal. Some people like junk journaling, which is I've seen a new trend where everybody just use their junk from the day, like their packaging and things like that, which is newer. So you might want to use it for that reason. You might want to actually write as a daily journal in here or a weekly journal. You can use it as a memory book to put pictures in. I make a lot of smaller books that I use to print off photos from memories or trips, and then I attach them in there with photo corners, or I attach them in there with pockets or frames that I can, paper frames that I can tuck the pictures down in and write next to the pictures, or little phrases or quotes. Some people use it like that. You can use it as a prayer journal. You can write your prayers or your thoughts in. Just there's a lot of different ways that people can use these. So I try to leave them blank for the most part with some decorations on the edges and in the book. Here is the back pocket that's got two store-bought pieces of ephemera that came in a pack, and I just tuck those in the back to be used wherever. And so that's the final flip through of this journal that we've been working on for several weeks now. Here is the closure. I left it big enough so that you can still put things in it inside of the journal and add more stuff to it. But I really hope you enjoyed making this journal with me, and hopefully it'll inspire you to make your own. And I will see you the next time.